If you'd told me 10 years ago that you could get an indoor camera at the prices they sell for these days, I never would have believed you. So SwitchBot kind of market this as a baby cam or a pet camera if you have either of those. I don't, I just use this as a security camera, which is perfectly okay as well. And I have to show you this limited edition one first before I start talking about the one that you're most likely going to get. I'm not sure if this is available in America because it is a limited edition. And there is pretty much, the box is all in Japanese. But it's just so cute. I mean, if you have pets or even if you wanted your baby to stare at something cute, it's got this little tail where the charging thing goes into. I mean, it's just so cute. In Japan, they have a word called kawaii, and kawaii means cute or adorable. This definitely fits the bill of the cute and adorable. So what's the deal with the SwitchBot Pan Tilt Cam? Okay, so this is a newer model and it's 2K. It has a 360-degree rotation and also has a 115-degree tilting option. So you can really see a lot of the room. You can also mount it in reverse from the ceiling, and then you just change the settings in the app so that it works upside down. What comes in the box, other than the box, is a manual, which is kind of handy, but you'll figure it out. It does come with the mounting bracket, which is just a small couple of screw unit with a little screw in there. You've got a wall plug charger. You've got a pin if you ever need to reset it, which is a lot like an iPhone pin. You've got a couple of screws with masonry bits on it. You've got a sticker, which you can use for the mounting of the unit. And there's the old warranty card. So if you've got any problems, you can get in touch with them.
Here's a really fast walkthrough of the app and setup. Once you open the SwitchBot app, you'll scroll down until you find the Pan Tilt Cam 2K, not the other one. Once you've selected that, it'll ask you if there's a red flashing light on the front of the camera, which you'll say yes to. You'll then select your Wi-Fi, enter in your Wi-Fi password, doopy-doopy-doo, and once that's done, it will then show you a QR code, which you'll show to the face of the camera. It'll make an audio noise, and then it will do this, which takes a long time. After that, choose a name, and I named mine something intelligent, which was to add kawaii, which I even misspelt. Sumimasen. Once that's done, it's pretty likely that you're going to have to do a software update, because this thing was born a little while ago and there might have been updates since. This takes a long time to connect to the internet, download the update, but it does happen. I've used the power of technology to speed this up about 1000%. At the end of this rather long and uninteresting process, you will be rewarded with a very, very surprising picture of me. No, not really.
While you do need to download the SwitchBot app for this to work, it does play nicely with others. If you do have a SwitchBot hub, which I've got one here, if that'll focus that close. This is a SwitchBot hub. You don't need the SwitchBot hub, but if you have other SwitchBot devices like a sensor, then you can have things happen like when the sensor is triggered, the camera can zoom in on a particular area that triggered that motion. So for example, if the front door then reflects motion, or if you have another sensor that opens, you can have 4 preset settings on the camera, and you can say when there's motion at the front door, the camera will zoom in and look at the front door. And I say that because if you have been playing around with this or you're using the motion detection, it might be that the camera is last looking over here and your front doors are over there. Anyway, so you can do all that with the SwitchBot hub and other SwitchBot devices. It also works with Alexa and also your Google Home. So you can integrate it with routines that you have and fun stuff like that. It is jam-packed with features. For the price, I'm super impressed. And people think I script these videos. I freestyle these videos, so I try and memorize all the features of the things that I work with. This has two-way audio, which is fantastic. In the app, it has an alarm button, so you can sound an alarm, which is very similar to a lot of other cameras that you can get your hands on. It has motion detection, so that if motion is detected, you can get an alert on your phone, and it has motion tracking, so you can walk around the room, and I'll show you some footage of that here. You can walk around the room and it will follow you around as best as it can. And I'll also show you here two cameras working together, so that Kauai one and this one both tracking me at the same time as I walk around in the garage. It also has a night vision, which I'm going to show you a very short clip of, which was really good. It was pitch black. I couldn't even see where I was walking, and this picked up not only that I was in the room, but it lit me up and it tracked me. Now, I'm not going to show you all of that because some of the footage actually, just with what I was wearing, and I had some drawstring beads, it just made me look like I was walking around naked. So I'll just share that little bit that I did with you, and that's enough of that. Going back to what I was saying about triggering it and having it going to certain points, there's 4 waypoints you can set on this, and then you can also have it at night just move between the 4 points and almost like act like a lighthouse, you know, just keeping an eye on the whole room, which is pretty cool. It does give you a live view, so if you'd like to check in on your pets or your baby or your house at any time, you can do that, and then you can control it from the app, which I'll show you in a minute as well. The last 2 things that I wanted to highlight is that it does have a privacy mode. Now, when it goes into privacy mode, the camera turns down inside the body of the base, and so when that goes in, obviously there's no way that the camera can see anything. So not only does it stop recording or stop using motion detection, it also just can't see anything. And in terms of storage, you've got 2 options. You've got a subscription model, which you can sign up for through with SwitchBot, which I think is kind of a little bit too expensive, and it'd be great if they dropped the price a bit. But if you have a couple of these cameras, then you know it's worth doing. I pay quite a lot for my Ring subscriptions now, and so I'd be quite happy to add on these at a similar price just to augment all the other cameras that I have around the house. And the other thing that you can do is local storage. So when the little SwitchBot here looks up, there's a little card slot there. You can put in an SD card, micro SD, up to 256 gigabytes. So you can store a decent amount of stuff on that. You do have to make sure that it's formatted correctly, which I think is FAT32, but check the manual because that'll tell you what you need. Comparing it to a few other cameras that I've got the Aqara Smart Home Hub camera, which I actually think is quite excellent. This also integrates with Apple HomeKit. Now the SwitchBot is quite a bit larger, but you've got to remember that this obviously does the 360 pan tilt rotation, and this doesn't do anything at all. And I have been frustrated with this, as well as being frustrated with my Ring stick-up cams, for no other reason than when I get motion, I then open the app, I look, and the motion's gone. So I have to then wait, especially with Ring, then I've got to wait for the video to process on the servers so that I can see what triggered that motion. The beauty of this is not only does it track the motion, but if it hasn't tracked the motion, I can, with the app, control how that moves to have a good look around quite quickly. And so for that reason, I'm really happy with this. At the moment, this is only an indoor camera, so I'm not going to put this outside, which is what I have done with the Ring. And if you look closely at it, it's man, it's had a hard life. It's had a lot of sunshine, and I've actually had a little wrap on this to keep it happy at night. Look, it's recording us. But yeah, indoor, this is fantastic. The other thing that I wanted to note about this is how quiet it is. So when it's spinning and looking around, like you're thinking, like, if you got a baby, you ain't wanting nothing to wake that baby. This bad boy is nice and quiet. And that is cool. It's cool. Two-way audio is about as good as you're gonna get from one of these little microphones. Like, none of these cameras have particularly hi-fi sounding speakers in them, but the microphone picks up well. And if you're just gonna be yelling at your dog to stop eating the couch or stop getting into the rubbish, it's pretty plenty for that. So other than a bit more footage, I'm not really sure that I can say a lot more about this. I've really enjoyed using it, playing with it, having it track me. I'm not sure I'd have tracking on all the time. It just feels a bit weird. But what I will be doing is setting these two up so that when I come home, they go into privacy mode, and when I leave, they come back on. I'd ideally like to integrate them with my abode security system, plus through Alexa, to do that. I did forget to mention with the accessories, it does come with a 6 foot or about a 2 meter white cable to power it, which is great. It is not battery operated, so it is going to be hardwired. It's very light too, which I quite like. But that's about it. I mean, if you've got any questions, fire them in the comments below. Do the whole subscribe, likey thing if this was helpful, of course. But you know, I love doing this, so yeah, send me your questions. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.